Hello and welcome to Nokomis Regional High for Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting's presentation of some high school basketball. My name is Ryan Bells alongside color commentator Ashton Karen, and tonight we have your very own Nokomis Warriors taking on the Hawks of Hermon High School. Hermon coming off a victory, Nokomis coming off a victory, both teams on a two-game win streak, in fact, and so it should be a good game. What are your thoughts on tonight's game, Ashton?
I tell you what, I think these are two very similar teams when we kind of look at the past games that they've played. Neither team has one star player, and I think they're going to match up really well once they get up on the court. And, I mean, I don't know if that's going to be an advantage or a disadvantage for either team. I mean, we'll look at the Hamden game earlier this week where Nokomis was able to lock down Hamden's number one player and really just control the game from there. But we'll see how tonight goes as far as the matchups.
Yeah, and a little bit more into that Hamden game. Nokomis on Tuesday night were able to take down the defending Class A state champion, Hamden Academy Broncos. Girls nearly able to do the same here at home. Ended up losing by a couple on a tough late foul there by Cameron King. But the boys got it done on the road and picked up their third win on the season. And like you said, similar teams here. Nokomis coming in at 3-6. Hamden coming in at 4-6, so two teams that struggled early season but might be heating up coming into this this playoff pod system.
Yeah, I think that's really the key. Is I think Nokomis is kind of heating up, as we said. The big win against a team like Hamden, you build some momentum there, and it's gonna be a good game for them to play tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And kind of looking at Hermon's last game. A win on the road against MDI, 3-point victory, and they ended up winning 46-43. And then Hermon were actually able to beat Hamden as well, game before that, winning 53-48. So that was their two-game winning streak there. And then Nokomis, like we mentioned, beating Hamden Academy, and before that beating Foxcroft Academy 52-48 at Foxcroft Academy. So we'll take a quick look at the starters for tonight's game. Looks like it's going to be Keith Lilly alongside Jacob Noyes, Madden White, and Grady Hartsgrove. And holding down the center, it'll be Hunter Flagg.
Yeah, those are the typical starters we have here. I think those have been the set starters for most of the season, and they've played fairly well.
Yeah, definitely able to get it done. And Madden White, who had a bit of a struggle to start the season, put up 18 points and 8 rebounds on Tuesday night against Hamden Academy. So we are underway here from Nokomis Regional High. Hamden will start with the ball, and it's looking like they got a lot of size. Just taking a peek at him here. Number 44, Eli Reed, scored 10 points against Bangor last week. And so we'll see if he's the go-to guy for the Hawks. He's already at the line here, coming off a foul there, committed by Hunter Flagg. And Flagg, I heard, had quite the game as well against Hamden Academy. Held T.J. Hennigan, one of the top big men in the state, to just 4 points, got him in foul trouble early, and that was a key point and a key reason they were able to pick up that win over Hamden on the road. First free throw is missed by Reed. Second one goes down. And so Hermon take the lead 1-0. Jacob Noyes to run the point here. We've seen Hartsgrove take it up a bit, even White at times. But to start the game, it'll be Noyes playing that one role.
Yeah, I think Noyes does a good job at that one role. He's a really great visionary on the court, being able to see open men.
And so Keith kicks over to White, puts it on the floor, looking to create some space. Nice spin move. Goes up and under, feeds out to Hartsgrove. Good pump fake. Now Noyes will try a three, and Noyes will hit it.
Drano from Noyes. Oh, my.
And 3-1 now. Nokomis on the board. It's Jacob Noyes to start things off for the Warriors.
It's funny. I mean, I talked to Jacob Noyes pregame today, and he was telling me he's had a bit of a slump lately, and that tonight was going to be his night to end it and kind of bump back into that shooting role that he likes to do, and seems like he's going to be doing it.
Yeah, for sure. And there's Hartsgrove. He's blocked underneath. And we don't have a number 50 on our roster, so We'll have to just refer to him as number 50 until we can get some further information on that, unfortunately. And taken to the rack, that was Brady Reed, a senior, another senior on this Hawks team. He missed the layup. It was a good take, but unable to finish. And now White on the other end, out to Hartsgrove for three, and he knocks it down. Back-to-back threes for Nokomis, and they lead 6-3.
Nokomis, I mean, I think that's been kind of what we've seen this season, is them taking the threes, and you gotta love to see them make them.
Oh, they've gotten quite a few good looks in the early going. Elbow jumper there is banked in. Not sure that's what Gogan intended, but he knocked it down. And this Hermon squad rocking out here with 4 seniors on the roster, possibly 5 if number 50 is a senior. I'm not entirely sure. Once again, not on the roster. Noise will try another one. This one hits the back rim and out. Tipped rebound by Lilly. Noise nearly came away with the steal. Now Hermon able to collect. Gogan to Reed, Brady Reed. Noise again on Gogan here. Good ball movement here. Now it's Eli Reed. Pulls up. He's blocked by White, but it's going to be a foul. And so now Eli Reed, with his second trip to the line here in the first quarter, went 1 for 2 on his last trip, has a chance to put Hermon in the lead should he make them both. First one is all net, and we are tied here at 6. And so he goes 2 for 2 from the line, and Hermon retake the lead 7-6. And now it will be Hartsgrove to take it up, so I think there's a little, I don't think there's a whole lot of preference to who takes it up between the Nokomis backcourt with Hartsgrove and White. White knocks the little floater down, little hook shot in the paint. We're going back and forth here from Nokomis. The offense has looked very good for this boys team, and that's an area where they've really struggled over the past few years, is to be able to consistently put up points. And once again, that's Eli Reed scoring for Hermon. So back and forth for first quarter here, as Hartsgrove sizing up Reed. Over to Lilly. Good feed underneath the flag, and Hunter Flagg finishes. What a pass that was. No looker from Keith Lilly.
Yeah, that's truly a great play there from Lilly, and that's what you love to see him do. You know, that he's been on the court here for 3 years playing varsity, and it definitely shows.
A turnover there for Hermon. So Nokomis with their first chance to really start to build a lead. Like I said, both teams scoring the ball at ease in the early going. Behind the back dribble, it's White. He's going to have Brady Reed on him. Hartsgrove tries to kick out. Henderson got a finger on it. Noise was able to get it, kind of threw up a wild shot. I think he thought he was fouled. Almost went down for him. Unable to finish, and now Brady Reed tries a three of his own, and off the rim, off the backboard, and down for him. Brady Reed with his first 3 points of the night. Good feed. Now it's Flagg this time to White, and he finishes with the right hand, and we're tied up at 12.
I gotta say, this is pretty fantastic interior play from Nokomis. A team we've seen struggle with that earlier in the year seems to maybe have a handle on it, maybe figured out how they're going to be penetrating in the paint here.
Well, I don't know if they've just figured out the offense or if the confidence of that win over Hamden on Tuesday has just kind of gotten into them, but we haven't seen this kind of consistency on the offensive end in quite some time for this Nokomis squad. Let's see if they can keep it going. 2 games to go for Nokomis until the playoff, 4-team playoff, and Nokomis boys with quite the tough draw. And Keith Lilly with the and one. A little bit of a flex afterwards. Lilly finishes. He's going to get a trip to the line with the chance to put Nokomis back in front. And Carter Rice will come in here. Looks like Noise is going to take a seat.
That's great aggression there from Lily. Baseline drive, puts the little reverse in. I mean, that's the kind of plays we love to see him make.
Especially when he's able to finish. He's a player that has great post moves, but sometimes is just lacking that final touch to, finish at the rim. Able to do so there and draw the foul. And so Carter Rice gets into the game, player that's really solidified his sixth-man role with a string of great performances throughout the middle portion of this year. And a player that, started his high school career as kind of a pure shooter and has now turned into more of a slasher. And we see it right there as he gets to the rim, kicks out to Flag. And there's a double dribble just as I hype him up. But, Carter Rice, definitely a player that's improved a lot throughout this season and I think throughout the offseason, and it really shows a lot.
Yeah, his growth, especially on the defensive side of the court, is very evident. Like you said, used to be just kind of a strictly shooter, and now he's really playing his entire part out there.
Flag steals the rebound there from White. And I was mentioning earlier the playoff pod. Nokomis, I mentioned on the last broadcast, grouped with Brewer, Bangor, and Hamden Academy. And Rice is unable to finish there. Gets his own rebound, puts it up. Another rebound.
Oh, he's just building a stat sheet.
And here's Hartsgrove wide open for three. Misses. Another offensive board for Nokomis. Lilly finishes. And one again. Keith Lilly.
Keith Lilly, he's got a goal out there tonight, and it's to make his own little highlight reel. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, he's got 2 and 1s and a great feed to Hunter Flag to earlier on in the game. Cody Cretion comes in here for Flag, but Nokomis are, for the first time in a while, are really winning the rebounding battle down low. So Lilly misses the free throw. Nokomis now leading by 3, 17-14 in a high-scoring first quarter. And I was trying to talk about the playoff pods a couple of times, but we'll get back to it. So Brewer, Hamden, and Bangor, 3 top teams, in Class A and in the Bangor area. So a bit unfortunate for Nokomis to be drawn with them. It looks like they're going to go in the 4 seed regardless of the outcome of these last few games, which means they're most likely going to face off against Bangor in the first round of the Class A playoff pod, which is a very tall task for this young Nokomis squad. But I think they'll definitely come out firing, a team that Nokomis faced on opening night and lost by a sizable amount. But we've seen the growth in this team, beating Hamden Academy, beating Foxcroft Academy, and now with the chance to beat Hermon High for their 3rd win in a row. Well, let's not speak too early. 36 seconds to go. 17-14. Nokomis in the lead. Hermon with the ball. Reed kicks around. Brown hands off to Reed. Eli Reed it is. Over to Jelks. And now in the corner, it's Brady Reed. Spin move, gets to the rim and finishes. Ran over Cretion in the process, but it looks like he was in the restricted area, so there was no charge call on the play. 10 seconds to go now. Nokomis leading by 1. Ball in the hands of Madden White. Feeds underneath. Lily's got some space. Turnaround jumper. Banks out. And that's how the first quarter will end. A very high-scoring, very exciting first quarter at that. And the score is 17-16.
Yeah, I got to say, that's probably the best quarter we've seen Nokomis boys put up in a while. And it's definitely going to be a high-scoring game. Let's look at this replay. Look at this. Lily.
Board there by Lily, and he gets his 2nd and 1 of the game. So he started off the game, like I said, with a great feed into Flag. Couple of and 1 baskets, and Nokomis have been able to get to the rim at will. And so we'll take another look at this, the other and 1 that Lily had earlier on. Or that's the feed to Flag, rather.
Look at that. That's a great no-look pass. That is a high level of play right there from Lily.
And then this is the other and 1. Takes to the rim, and the reverse layup and the foul. Playing through contact down low, and the strength of this Nokomis team is showing. been able to grab nearly every rebound, and the second chance points have come.
All right, looks like on the court now for Nokomis, we have White, Kurt, Noise, Rice, and Cretion. Kurt doesn't get a ton of playing time. Really excited to see him out here tonight. He's a true point guard, in my opinion.
Yeah, and that's something Nokomis have really been lacking. I mean, Noise is primarily a 2, in my opinion, and same with Hartsgrove, even a 3 for Hartsgrove. So not a lot of pure ball handlers on the Nokomis side of things. And you see that with the rotation of the guards that we see so often. You have Cretion in now. Sometimes we'll see Connor Marquis get in, as well as even sometimes Grant, as a finish there by, once again, number 50.
Yeah, that was a tough matchup there. I mean, with Eli Reed out there and number 50 for Hermon, those are some 2 tall players, and Nokomis just doesn't have the height out there right now to compete with it.
And Nokomis came out firing from beyond the arc, but have kind of strayed away from that and really been moving towards getting easier baskets in the paint, and it's paid off, but the defense needs to tighten up, and there's a foul. Third trip to the line now for Eli Reed. Went 2 for 2 on his last trip, and for a total of 3 for 4 on the night. So definitely a player that can shoot from the foul line pretty well. Hunter Flagg is going to come back in probably to match up with Eli Reed. And so Reed's first shot is good. Carter Rice heads back to the bench. And Flagg will go underneath the basket to close out. But, you know, it's interesting how well Nokomis have rebounded given the size of this Hermon team. I mean, you have Eli Reed, who's a sizable player, again, unrostered number 50, but also number 23, Wyatt Gogan, down low.
And that's not going to count. Looks like it was must have been a free throw violation on.
Yeah, somebody stepped over the line early, I think. Handoff here to Cretion. Now it's Kurt. Puts it down and gives to Noise. Back to Kurt. Just a little bit of space. Gogan on him. Now it's White. Coming off that big performance against Hamden. Noise underneath the flag. Nokomis moving the ball well, and it's Cretion who comes out with the shot. It's a good look from the top of the key. Rims out for Cretion. Unlucky. And at least from what I've seen of Cretion, he's kind of struggled to shoot the ball. He's a streaky player, but I know he can knock those shots down. I've seen him in practice. I've seen him in previous years. He's a great shooter out there. And so you give him opportunities like that, and he'll knock them down. There's Cretion with it now. Handoff to Noise. Henderson, I think, knows about Cretion's shooting ability. He seems to be closing out well. Wraparound pass from Noise is over the head of Cretion. And so it's another turnover with Hermon leading by 4. Gogan to take it up. And it's 21-17 right now. The score at halftime for the girls' game Tuesday night was 21-19, and we still got 6 minutes to go here in the second quarter. So definitely going to be a high-scoring affair. But Nokomis still not on the board here yet in the second quarter. Donovan Kurt heads back to the bench. Senior. Hartsgrove comes in for him. Hartsgrove's able to pick off the pass right after coming in. Long feed ahead from Cretion into the hands of White. He's going to drive to the basket. Going to find some space. Tipped pass. Hartsgrove fumbles with it. Now it goes back to White. Between the legs dribble. Feeds underneath. It's Flagg. Back out to Cretion. And it kicks to Noise. White. Jumper is good. Madden White drops it, and Nokomis trailing by just 2.
I got to say, I admire Nokomis' patience on the offensive end. Not really seeing them force a whole lot here, especially in the second quarter.
And make sure you continue to get your shots up, though. Turnovers have been an issue in the past with this team. Reed puts it down. He's going to try and match White's jumper. He misses. Tipped all the way out to the hands of Noise. He's going to try and get out in transition. Stops on a dime. Tried to pass to Cretion. It was blocked. Now a few dribble moves, and he does get it to Cretion. Flag pulls it out, sizing up number 50. All alone on that right side. I'm not sure Flag's the player you want to isolation with, but he had it for a minute there. Lily's going to come back on the next dead ball for Nokomis after that scoring spree he had in the early going. White was stripped, but caught on the arm in the process. Gogan not super thrilled with the call there. Thought he was going to be able to get out and transition. A little bit of a late whistle. But a foul nonetheless, and so Cretion goes to the bench. Lily, like I said, gets back in. And then on the Hermon side of things, we have Trey Brown getting back into the game. Hartsgrove puts it down. Trying to find a pass. It's a good one to Flag. Spin move. He's blocked, but I think it was a travel. It was. Unlucky there for Flag. Blocked either way, so maybe save him a little bit of pride there. The travel. Not sure which is worse.
Yeah, Flag's got a tough matchup. Number 50 is a few inches taller than him. It's going to be tough for him to get these shots off on the offensive end.
Yeah, and 50 is able to finish right there, just as you say that. But there's a lot of tough matchups out there. I mean, Gogan being guarded by, it's an offensive foul, but Gogan being guarded by Noise, and then, like you said, number 50 down low, but also Eli Reed underneath the basket. I think that'll be Lily's task. No, actually, Lily's going to be over on Brown, so I think it's going to be Madden White that's going to be guarding Eli Reed. And there's a timeout called by Nokomis. And so we would like to thank our sponsors. We'll start off with Nokomis Class of 2021 raffle. Not exactly a sponsor, but over $2,500 in prizes, including a $500 in cash from Sebastian Valley Credit Union, a beef and freezer package from Casa Cattle, and your choice of materials such as loam or gravel worth $800 from Clark's LLC and more.
Yeah, keep an eye out. We're going to be some updates on that as we go into next week. It's going to be a pretty good raffle, a good fundraiser for the class of 2021.
Yeah, absolutely. With this unprecedented year, it's been difficult for classes to fundraise for things like future proms, graduations, etc. So definitely a good cause there, and you could also, get some winnings for yourself there. Get back underway here. 23-19, 3 minutes and 45 seconds to go here in the half. Hermon Hawks with the ball. Up top, it's Brown. Over to Eli Reed. And to Gogan in the corner. Three is missed. Out of the hands of Reed. Able to track it down on the sideline. Guarded tightly by Rice. Risky passes there, but Hermon are able to keep the possession. Underneath is number 50. He's able to gather and finish once again. I really wish we had a name for him because he is going crazy down low. He's got 10 points. And him and Eli Reed have really been having their way. Players that have a bit of height, but really strong players down low. Nokomis really don't match up well with. Hartsgrove hits another three. Lily took a tumble along with Brown. No call, and Hartsgrove gets his second three-pointer of the night. 50 seals off down low, nearly finished. Loses the ball out of bounds, and it was off the leg of Jacob Noyes. And so it will remain Hermon ball. Into the game now is Johnny Kokosa. That's a tough one. I apologize if I butchered that. We're going to go with Kokosa. That's what we'll go with. And so Reed spots up for three, misses. Number 50 pulls down the rebound, out to Gogan. Spin move. Tough shot there, rims out. Another challenge, and that was out of the hands of number 50, and he nearly pulled it down. And so unfortunately, we don't get track of rebounds here, but And number 50 has got to have 5 or 6 rebounds, if not more, already. And quite a handful of them have been on the offensive end to create extra possessions for Hermon. So Kokosa, now it's Gogan. Back up top to Brown. And Kokosa tries a 3 fresh into the game, misses. Rice looking to get out in transition. He's got Noise. Pulls it back, and now it's Flag. Backing down. Back out to Rice. And now Nokomis will reset with Noise. Flag puts it to the floor. He's going to drive himself, gets to the rim, and finishes. But the foul goes before the shot. Unlucky there. Yeah, Flag wanted the shot, but it did occur before he was in the shooting motion. Nokomis keep the ball with a baseline inbound.
Yeah, just slightly unlucky there for Nokomis. Hopefully we'll be able to get it back on this inbound here.
Long inbound, nearly stolen by Kokosa. It was Rice that grabbed it. Ooh, caught him with an elbow. Kokosa looks to be shaken up on the play. Ball's on the floor. Flag out to Lilly. Lilly, tough shot, little floater. He was floating too, and he drops it. 24-25 now. Hermon still lead by 1. I think Kokosa will be a little unlucky and maybe a little upset. He got caught with an elbow unintentionally by Rice. Kind of stunned him for a minute there. And Nokomis had a 4-on-5 offensive possession, able to capitalize with a Keith Lilly bucket. And so 1:04 to go in the half. Lilly thought he came away with the steal, but it's going to be a foul. I believe that's Lilly's second. Nope, it's his first. All right, well, it's the 5th team foul, so neither team in any danger, really, of getting into the bonus with only 1 minute and 2 seconds to go in the half. And so substitution here. Kokosa, after being caught with that elbow, heads to the bench. And so number 50 is going to be Jacob Dow. We have just gotten word. He's number 42 on our rosters, but apparently he had a jersey switch up on us, so we now know it is Jacob Dow that's been torching Nokomis in the paint. And there's a foul as Flag was trying to pull down the rebound. 48 seconds to go. And again, no real foul trouble for either team, although that is the second personal foul on Jaden Henderson. Grady Hartsgrove running the point here for Nokomis. 3 guards in the game, and so interesting to see who's playing the 1, 2, and 3. You got to think Noise is playing the 2, so does that make Rice your small forward here? I guess so. Now Rice a little undersized to be playing that 3, but Nokomis are going to hold for the final shot. 15 seconds on the clock. Nokomis held the ball for 48 seconds here, trailing by a point. Chance to take the lead. It's Hartsgrove, rims out, fight for the rebound, tipped around. Rice and Flag both had hands on it. It goes out of bounds. Hermon get the ball. That's a tough call. Could have gone either way. I really, personally, I don't know who that went off of. A lot of deflections. And so 4.1 seconds. Hermon still with a chance to get a shot off. Half-court heave. Looks good from our angle. It was a bit long. That was Eli Reed who took it. But a high-scoring first half. Kind of slowed down there a little in the second. Nokomis only able to put up 7 points after a huge 17-point first quarter. And so the score at halftime is 25-24. We'll run down the leading scorers on the other side of the break. Thank you for watching Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. welcome back to Nokomis Regional High for Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting presentation of some Nokomis Warrior basketball. We're going to take a peek at some fans viewing from home. Thank you for watching to these Nokomis fans and teachers. Mr. Beach is pretty excited over there, I can see him. And so thank you to those fans for tuning in tonight, and thank you to everyone who is tuning in tonight on the the YouTube stream as well as the Spectrum Channel 5. So thank you again to those fans. And so we'll take a quick rundown of the leading scorers in the first half. Brady Reed has 7, Wyatt Gogan with 2, Jacob Dow with 10, Eli Reed with 6, and that is for a total of 25. And then for your very own Nokomis Warriors, we have Madden White with 6, Hunter Flagg with 2, Heath Lilly with 7, Grady Hartsgrove with 6, and Jacob Noyes adding 3 for a total of 24. Once again, thank you for watching Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting. I'm Ryan Bell alongside color commentator Ashton Karen, and we are about 48 seconds away from getting back underway this second half, and what's been an exciting first half, especially that first quarter. Nokomis putting up 17 points in the first quarter.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive.
And so we'll take a look at the action. Hermon going to start with the ball here in the third quarter. It will be Brady Reed to inbound. Then he'll go into Gogan, and we are back underway for the second half.
Tell you what, Ryan, for our last game here in Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting, you and I, tell you what, this is not going to be a disappointing one.
He's come away with the steal, always grabs it, and the Nokomis really need to tighten up on the defensive end, particularly in the paint, where they have struggled to stop Jacob Dow and Eli Reed. Hartsgrove, jump stop to Lilly. Nokomis once again being very patient on offense. And, both teams kind of slowed down in that second quarter, and I think a lot of that is due to Nokomis' patient style of offense, not trying to get out in transition, not trying to force any shots, trying to get open, solid looks. Flagg with a good pump fake, gets to the rim. A little bit awkward finish there. Gets his own rebound, though, and he finishes going to the floor.
Oh, my goodness.
A little bit of a flex there from Hunter Flagg, and what a shot that was, going to the floor. So he was essentially being tackled by 2 Hawk defenders, and he puts it in, and the foul to put Nokomis back in front, too.
That's quite an impressive play there by Flagg. I mean, you don't get to see that very often. That was a lot of hard work there to put that shot up.
And another note, that's the third foul on Hermon. Hermon's leading scorer, Jacob Dow. So we're about a minute into this third quarter, and there has been some excitement. Goes to the corner with Reed, Eli Reed. Back up top, Brown. Across to Henderson. Back to Reed. Henderson puts it down along the baseline. Kick out to Eli Reed for 3. It's good. And so Reed answers back with a 3. And the trend continues back and forth. It's Hermon. We're back out in front. Lilly across to Grady Hartsgrove. Good pass to Noyes going to the rim. He's fouled. Nearly had another and one. Nokomis have played through contact excellently tonight. They've been able to get 3 or 4 and ones. Nearly had another one right there with Noyes. So Noyes with 2 shots. Hits the first one. And into the game comes a sophomore, Jelks, who we did see a little bit of earlier. And to the bench goes Henderson. Noyes misses the second. Trying to trap Gogan in the corner. He's able to get the pass over to Reed after a couple of bounces towards the corner. So Hermon are able to get past half court. Hermon trying to draw something up here for a play. as Flag out on the perimeter guarding Gogan, who's done a majority of the point guard duties.
It's a great job breaking up that play by Noise.
It's interesting. I'm not sure if that was just a switch, but Flag was out on Gogan on the perimeter. But Gogan's got a lot of size for a point guard. Between the legs dribble here. Lily thought about the fadeaway jumper. Instead elects to give it to Noise. And so the feed underneath to Lily, going to the rim. He's unable to finish, but Flag pulls away the board through two Hermon defenders, but he double dribbled after picking it up. And so another turnover.
It's a good feed there by Hartsgrove there to Lily. That was a good look, just unable to finish.
And so Flag has been quite a force down low in this second half. He's come out on a mission. And one basket there. Picked up another offensive rebound. Obviously had the turnover, but he's looked good under the basket, and he's been important. Hermon had quite a few offensive rebounds to end the half, and he's been able to slow the rebounding of Hermon just by being in the game. Got to be careful, though. Flag a player that often finds himself in foul trouble, but he's done well in the past few games, and it's shown as Nokomis have come away with a few victories, so I think that's definitely an X factor for Nokomis. Shot there is drilled by Brown. 8 feet out, pulled up with a little jumper. And so Hermon go out in front. And White over to Noise. Nearly lost the pass. White looking to set a screen. Noise, a few more dribbles. Back out to Lily. Underneath, it's a good pass. White unable to finish on the reverse layup. But that's a good look if you're Nokomis. Got to keep doing that. Open looks from in the paint. After a hot start of shooting, back-to-back threes to open the game. Oof. Lily dives for the ball and commits a foul. So that is Lily's second foul. First team foul of the half for Nokomis. Hermon ball. Inbound to Gogan. Gogan sizing up Noise. Noise giving him a lot of space on the perimeter there. Lily goes to the floor. Ball's knocked loose. 2-on-1 fast break now. White to Lily. Lily tried to feed it back to him. Maybe an extra pass. And now Hermon on the other end get an easy layup. And a bit of a scramble for possession on both ends. Brady Reed didn't get back to defend and ended up with a wide open layup. So everyone had been hustling back. Noise for three.
That's a Drano from Noise.
That's a big three, too, because now Nokomis trailed by just one after back-to-back scores for Hermon. And so Carter Rice will come into the game on the next dead ball. Nokomis starters have played the entire third quarter so far. About 3 minutes to go. So we'll see if fatigue is a factor. Moving through the fourth quarter. Eli Reed puts it down. And he gets it right back. Hermon unable to find much. Nearly turned the ball over. That's a great catch there by what I assume is Eli Reed's brother, Brady Reed. I assume they're brothers. And so Eli Reed misses the three. It's out of bounds off the leg of Trey Brown. Nokomis ball with 2:18 to go. That gets Carter Rice into the game, and it's Hunter Flag heading to the bench. So we'll see how Nokomis fare with Flag on the bench. Player that had a big impact in this start to the second half. Grady Hartsgrove over to Carter Rice and back out to Lily. Cody Cretion's going to come in as well on the next dead ball. I think he'll be giving Noise a rest, who's played nearly the entire game. Noise, a player who gets heavy minutes. Takes there. Lilly rips down the offensive board and finishes. Keith Lilly picking up where he left off in that first half. Another finish, and he's got 9 points. Minute 34 to go now, and we're in for a real barn burner tonight. Gogan tipped by Noyes to the floor. Goes Brown, and some blocked by White. I was about to say somehow Hermon ended up with a wide open layup, but in true LeBron James fashion, you know, White comes back and sends it off the backboard and out. Hermon still with possession, a minute 5 to go. Jelks gives over to Gogan. Now it's Reed, up fakes on the 3. Intense defensive pressure here from Nokomis. Sticking with that traditional man defense that they've gone with throughout the Ryan Martin era here, and that's a foul. And it goes on number 10. No, I think it went on. Oh, it did go on Noyes.
Yeah, I was going to say that looked like it was on Noyes.
So Lilly heads to the bench after that bucket. 49 seconds on the clock. Fouls have not been any kind of issue for either team, contrary to the game we saw on Tuesday. And so an easy layup, shifty move there by Trey Brown, but you got to look at it as poor defense if you're Nokomis. Just kind of pulled it out and found a wide open lane on the left side of the rim. 30 seconds to go. Once again, Nokomis will hold for the final shot. We saw this in the second quarter as well. Held for about 48 seconds. Really slowed the game down, and Hermon didn't apply much pressure, just kind of let it happen. We're in the same scenario here where Hermon's leading by a point.
Yeah, and you can see the Hermon coach telling him, don't apply pressure. There's really no need for it.
6 seconds to go now. White looking to find his shot. Fadeaway jumper. He hits
that's
it.
Good for White.
And the clock will go to zeros for the third quarter. So a fadeaway jumper from Madden White puts Nokomis in the lead 35-34. And we have a classic fourth quarter in store for you. Don't go anywhere.
Yeah, I tell you what, this has been quite the game so far for sure. Let's look at that and one from Flag earlier. That was the play that really sparked Nokomis here. Look at that. Falling down, gets the basket and the foul. Can't ask for much more than that.
You hit it on the head. That is really what sparked this run for Nokomis, putting him in the lead. And now we'll take a look at that 3 from Jacob Noyes. Just when the game seemed like it was starting to slip away, Noyes finds a little bit of space on the perimeter, and that is all net from Jacob Noyes, as to be expected with his ability from beyond the arc.
Yeah, he was telling me earlier. He told me he was going to hit a couple Dranos tonight, and he has not disappointed so far.
Yeah, that was a necessary bucket with, at the time, Nokomis trailing by 4 points, and Hermon with a couple of buckets and the momentum in their favor. Noyes turns the tide, and eventually Nokomis come out of the third quarter in the lead. Start with the ball in the fourth quarter. It's Rice, Cretion, Noyes, Hartsgrove, and White. So all underclassmen, no seniors in the game for Nokomis. And we'll start with Jacob Noyes being guarded tightly by Gogan. Gives to Hartsgrove. Trying to find a pass here. High post. Will take it out himself. Guarded tightly by Brady Reed. Now Madden White between the legs dribble. Trying to drive on Reed. Nice hard spin move, but it's going to be a travel. Oof, I don't know if that was a travel.
I don't know. That was pretty clean looking to me.
You know, only a couple of steps, but oftentimes you see that with those kind of fancier moves in high school basketball. Sometimes you see Euro steps called as travels and so on, but, unable to finish anyways, so can't be too upset about the call. Brady Reed for the Henderson. Back out. Gogan tries it. Banks out. We saw him bank one in early on in that first quarter from about the same spot. And White really looking to take over here, putting the moves on Reed. And I think he's got the agility to really just blow by Reed whenever he wants. Similar to what we saw last night with Cameron King, maybe to a little bit of a lesser degree in this extent. But, I think this is the point where you just put the ball in the hands of Madden White, and misses the 3 there, but he's your go-to scorer. And timeout called by Hermon, trailing by 1. We'll take another look at
our sponsors. Nor'easter Game Calls. Contact Mark Buzzle for your custom game call needs. Go to Casa Cattle Farm Store, 207-249-2191, located at 141 Nokomis Road, Corinna, Maine. And A. Robinson, located at 60 Newport Road, Corinna, Maine, 278-4626.
And a little more on that Casa Cattle beef. You know, I couldn't go any other way. That's organically grown beef. And, you know, if you haven't tried it, the difference is incredible. You know, your grocery store beef does not compare to Casa Cattle.
Yeah, Casa Cattle. I'm a little biased, but I got to say, our all-natural beef is it's pretty good.
Absolutely. And we're about to get back underway. An early timeout in the fourth quarter burned, and it didn't really seem like there was a whole lot wrong with Hermon's offense. I mean, Reed was struggling to guard White a little bit.
Yeah, we saw Jacob Dow really slow down. Hasn't scored anything so far in the second half.
Well, he's been on the bench for quite a while, and he's just now getting back in, so I don't know if conditioning is somewhat of an issue. And that's Lilly, who's having quite the night under the basket. He's struggled with finishing all year, and he's got to be shooting a high percentage tonight. He's got 11 points, but he's only missed a handful of shots.
I was going to say, I think he's only taken 2 or 3 shots that haven't fallen, so.
And that's blocked there. White just standing him up. It was Jacob Dow trying to go up with it after a really good first half performance from Dow. He sat the bench for a lot of this third quarter. Well, yeah, a lot of the third quarter.
I was going to say, I don't think he came in the third quarter, but it's going to be pivotal for Nokomis to stop him. I mean, he was really untouchable in the paint on both sides of the court in the first half.
Hey, it seems like he was doing better when we didn't know his name. And underneath the basket, just as I say that, finishes. And so Nokomis' lead is cut down to 1, 37-36. Hartzrow with it. And again, Noy's playing nearly the entire game. I don't know that he's come out once.
With an and one!
Madden White with the finish. And that is a big basket there. Still 5.5 minutes to go. But Nokomis starting to pull away a little bit. A free throw would make it a 4-point advantage in their favor. And I think 4 points has been the largest lead for either side throughout this game. Front rim, and it falls. Shooter's touch there from Madden White. And Nokomis break 41st. You know why Dow wasn't in the game is because he's got 4 personal fouls.
Oh, wow. I guess I kind of forgot about that. Yeah,
he was at 3 going into the second half, and I think he just picked up his 4th there on that foul on White. Misses the layup. Challenge for the rebound off a Nokomis hand. I think it was flag. So Hermon will get a second opportunity. But at this point, you got 5 minutes and 15 seconds to go, and Dow has been a force on the offensive end. One more foul, and he'll be out of here, though, so you got to be careful, but I think you just play him the rest of the way. That's a good finish there, Eli Reed. Reed has 11 to match Lilly's mark.
Say Lilly and both White have been leading for Nokomis, 11 each.
Yeah, and it's really, I think White's a second half player. I mean, you see him heat up in clutch time like this time after time. See him come out slow. Doesn't really get a whole lot of shots up in the first half, but Nokomis have been going to him nearly every play on the offensive end, and it's been working. Screen set by Flag, little pick and roll action. Pump fake, Flag gets some space. Oof. Lucky he didn't get called for an offensive foul there. Caught Reed with an elbow on his way up. It's been a battle down low this entire game. Flag has done a great job of limiting fouling. And that should have been a foul there. Flag on the closeout of Henderson. Henderson still able to knock it down and flag all up in his landing space. Lucky it wasn't an and one, but that shot ties us up at 40. Nokomis with a little bit of a dry spell on the offensive end. That's a great pass there by White. Lilly can't finish. And it bounces out of bounds. Hermon ball. Seen that a few times. Nokomis' passing interior has been fantastic. But a few missed layups. And hopefully it doesn't cost them down the stretch. Gogan gives it to Henderson. Nokomis bench clapping it up on the sidelines. Creating some energy for themselves with this empty gym. New COVID environment. Missed shot there, and we talked to Hamden girls coach Nick Winchester last game, and he spoke about that a little bit. The environment of just not having any fans. There's no energy in the gymnasium. You kind of have to create it yourself with the bench. I think that the Nokomis boys are doing a great job of that tonight. Filled with confidence, like I said, coming off 2 straight victories. For the first time in 3 years, they've won 2 straight games. And so Noyes for 3.
Another Drano from Noyes.
And that one wasn't even close. That was all net from Noyes, putting Nokomis in front 43-40. And Jacob Noyes now has 10 points, 2 3-pointers. What a night it's been. It's been such an all-around performance, and that's what this team needs. Nokomis isn't a team that has one go-to player. At times it's White.
Speaking of White, let's look at that White and one from earlier.
Yeah, just takes it to the rim, catches a little bit of a body from Dow, and is able to finish through the contact. White, a player that's gained some size in the offseason, and it is paying off. Another one, we'll look at that Noyes 3, and that was just a minute ago to put Nokomis back in front.
That was clean. That's a clean 3 right there.
Yeah, he is the shooter on this team for sure. A lot of players that can knock down threes, but the go-to guy from beyond the arc absolutely is Jacob Noyes.
And it's in his veins. I mean, I remember watching his older brother play, and it was the same thing. Dropping him from downtown all day long.
So it'll be Hawks ball coming out of this timeout. 3 minutes and 2 seconds to go, and I got to think that Hermon are down there on timeouts. It's their second of the half. I believe they get 3. So down the stretch, we'll see if Nokomis can mount a little bit of a lead. Might be a struggle for Hermon to come back. Reed with the top of the key. We'll do a Brady Reed. And now Eli Reed with it once again. Gogan. Going to spin on Lilly. And all the way back up top. Gogan to Reed. Hermon not getting anywhere on this possession. They got to find something off the dribble, you got to think. Puts it down. Henderson moving the ball well, but not getting anywhere. Finally, it's an open look. It's Henderson. Front rim's a 3. Reed pulls down the rebound, loses the handle, picked off by Lilly, and Nokomis will slow it down. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go, and a score here would really hinder the chances of Hermon's comeback.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play from Nokomis. Really sapped time out of the clock. Oh, my goodness gracious, Keith Lilly.
That's a tough finish, too. Got himself a little bit too far underneath the basket, but was able to just finger roll it with his right hand. Puts Nokomis in front by 5, and another turnover for Hermon, but you got to slow it down here, bleed the clock. Nokomis, a team that, to be quite honest, is a bit new to this whole winning thing. Only won a handful of games in the past couple of years, and I think going down the stretch, these teams, or this Nokomis team, will be a little bit inexperienced, but they looked good there to just slow the ball down in search of their 3rd consecutive victory.
And I think really the key's been, at least tonight, is the interior presence from Nokomis. Now, a team we typically see make the shots from beyond the arc, have those little bit of length jumpers, but their interior tonight has been absolutely phenomenal.
And so just MCI left on the schedule for Nokomis. And I think we all remember the heartbreaking loss we saw here in this gym against MCI in the last meeting between those teams. Ball goes out of bounds. Big call here. It's Nokomis ball. Referee took a minute to make that decision, and Hermon coach not too happy with that. Minute 17 to go. Nokomis leading by 5.
Yeah, Hermon smartly going to call on a press here.
That was a huge decision by the official as the ball went out of bounds. And so it goes in favor of Nokomis after a little bit of a thought. That's a big call. And so Noise with it in the backcourt. He's double-teamed, ripped away by Reed. Reed is fouled. Luckily unable to finish from a Nokomis perspective. But he will get 2 free throws.
That would have been a big play if he finished that. But
and Nokomis a little bit unfamiliar with the press. Haven't had to break presses too often. You don't see it that often in boys high school basketball.
Well, I think a lot of that was, Eli Reed came down on Noise with a lot of aggression there, and I think Noise just really wasn't ready for it.
Reed misses the first. He's done well from the line for the most part tonight.
So he opened up the game with a handful of free throws.
Hits the second, but it will remain a 2-possession game, and so a timeout is called. I believe that was called by Nokomis. A little bit of senior leadership over there from Don McCurry on the bench, just telling everybody, settle down, settle down. Still a minute 11 to go. 4-point advantage for Nokomis. And this is a big game for them. Once again, 1 game to go until this Class A playoff pod.
Let's look at, Keith Lilly's been kind of the go-to man tonight. Let's look at that last finish that he had. This was pretty incredible for Lilly.
Yeah, just feet underneath, and that's a tough finish with a Hermon player bearing down on his back. Just a little reverse flick with the wrist and finishes. Keith Lilly, player that has put up the points in the paint tonight, streaking to the basket. And credit to the other Nokomis players as well who have been able to feed him the ball. Madden White with a couple of good passes, and Hunter Flagg as well down low. But still got to finish this one out.
I think that's really the key here is don't let down with the intensity and aggression. Play smart, and I think this one's in the bag.
So Madden White will inbound. Hermon staying with the press. Noise, Lilly, Rice, Hartsgrove, and White. Hartsgrove trapped. Got to get it over half court. It's deflected.
Oh, goodness.
Reed underneath. Layups missed. Put back by Gogan. Nokomis leading by just 2 now, and White's able to get it past half court before being fouled.
That was a pivotal play there by Gogan. Get that rebound and put it in.
Yeah, it's a heads-up play, though, by Nokomis. Not sure who inbounded it, but White was able to get it. Hermon kind of had their backs turned and beat the press before they were really able to set up. Still, that's only the 5th team foul for Hermon, so Nokomis will have to get it in again. Noise nearly had it stolen away from him. Now Lilly's got space on the outside. Loses it off the steal. And Nokomis able to get a timeout in with 48 seconds to go. It'll be their ball on the offensive end of things, leading by just 2 points.
You have to ask, where has this aggression been from Hermon all game? They have come out and just really pumped the brakes on this Nokomis offense.
I think Nokomis just need to get the ball in. That's the biggest thing, because Hermon are probably going to foul you with the amount of aggression they've had. You don't really need to foul quite yet if you're Hermon, but I think that'll be a result of how aggressive they are right now. And so just get the ball in, and I think that's what Coach Martin's drawing up a play right now, literally just to get the ball in bounds.
Yeah, I definitely think that's the key here is get the ball in bounds, get it past half court without losing it, and, they'll foul you. Let them come to you, I guess.
So Rice will be the one to inbound it. Nokomis setting up just that, a play to get the ball. Doesn't matter who. All good free throw shooters out there. But only the 5th team foul, so Nokomis, should they get fouled, still won't be in the bonus. White gets it on the other side of half court. Able to split 2 Hermon defenders. Noise with it. Well done by Nokomis just to hold the ball. And eventually it's Hartsgrove who gets fouled. But now Nokomis are going to have to inbound it again.
See, I really thought Noise would have shot that 3. However,
smart
it was
play.
smart. It was very smart to drain that clock a little bit more.
You don't even need to shoot here if you're Nokomis. Let them foul you. Just don't turn the ball over. White gets it once again in the backcourt. Has it stripped away. All alone. Layup is good, and we are tied. Trey Brown came away with it.
That's a foul.
But wait.
No, that's a foul. They're going to call a foul on Brady Reed. Yep.
I couldn't even hear the foul with all the excitement in this gym. And like I said, no fans, but still enough energy in here where I couldn't even hear the whistle.
Yeah, no, that's really pivotal there. That would have made that a tie game. It's a big call by the referee.
And instead, it's Madden White shooting a 1-and-1. Misses the first, so Hermon get the ball either way. 32 seconds, a chance to tie or take the lead with the 3. Gogan, 27 seconds. Hermon call a timeout, and this is a huge final possession.
I tell you what, folks, I am on the edge of my seat right now, and I'm sure you probably are too. This is quite the nail-biter, and we've seen quite a few of these recently, and hopefully Nokomis will be able to lock this one away with the 2-point lead they have currently.
And Nokomis on the first night of a back-to-back, they'll be playing away at MCI tomorrow to round out the regular season. And should they win this, they'll don't want to get too far ahead of myself, but should they win this, they'll have a chance to win 4 consecutive games heading into that Class A tournament.
Yeah, I think no matter what you say, momentum is a very important thing for any team, and Nokomis could definitely use it going up against a strong team like Bangor. And I think tomorrow's game against MCI, that's a revenge game. I think they're going to be fighting pretty hard to get that win back from earlier in the season.
Yeah, the Parker St. Clair buzzer beater right here in this gym a couple of weeks ago. Hope not to see the same with 26 seconds to go. Inbound to Gogan. Noyes guarding him. He's done a great job on Gogan all night, a sizable guard, and Noyes has shut him right down. Player that hasn't been shut down, though, is Eli Reed. It's White to guard him on this final possession. Nearly stolen away by Noyes. Gogan finds some space. He goes up, unable to finish. Offensive rebound by Henderson, and there's a foul committed. It will be a shooting foul. 8.4 seconds on the clock, and Jaden Henderson, a senior for this Hermon Hawks team, has 2 shots, needs them both to tie the game.
And I think if you're Nokomis right now, your best case scenario is that he makes misses the first, makes the second. I think that's the best case scenario for Nokomis.
Yeah, but you got to think about it there. Should he miss the first, you got to think he misses the second as well on purpose.
Well, and that would be the smart play, and especially when you got players like Eli Reed and Jacob Dow down there, those are really big rebounders for any team, and especially this Hermon team going up against a little bit smaller size Nokomis.
And you definitely think that's what Coach is talking about there in the huddle. Both coaches really balked out on this second shot for sure. A lot of pressure here on Henderson with Hermon going into the B pod of the Bangor area tournament. A strong team that might even have a chance to make it out of that pod. Once again, the playoff format will be 4 Class A teams going up against each other, 4 Class B teams going up against each other, and the winner of those 2 pods will face off for a tournament final. So here we go. Big free throws for Jaden Henderson. And he makes the first. So now he's got all of the pressure on. Substitution here for Hermon.
And
into the game comes
that.
Brown.
Interesting.
Yeah, heading to the bench is
Jacob Dow.
Jacob Dow.
Interesting.
And, you think about it. Second one is good. So this could be heading to overtime. 8.4 to go. Grady Hartsgrove with it. Crossover move. 4 seconds to go. Hartsgrove with it. Banks it out. Foul is called.
0.2 seconds left.
Luckily, Nokomis aren't in the bonus here, so it'll just be an inbound. That could have been huge. Similar to what we saw last night with free throws deciding it at the end. But not tonight, as Nokomis are luckily not in the bonus quite yet. So with 0.2 seconds to go, Hermon will have to inbound the ball. No time for a shot, so they'd have to get a tip in. Unlikely here, so we're most likely going to overtime. Shot is off. I don't think it would have counted should it have gone in. Either way, it was missed, and so we are headed for overtime here from Nokomis Regional High, 45-45 after 4 quarters of play.
Tell you what, we haven't had an overtime here in a while, and it's going to be interesting to see which players really show up for Nokomis. So far tonight, it's been Noise, Lily, and White. It's been their show. Each has over 10 points, and I'd like to see them really ball out here.
We'll take a look at that last play. Or no, we'll take a look at our sponsors, rather. Second time I've done that tonight. Palmyra Golf Course, 147 Lang Hill Road, Palmyra, 207-938-4947. That's the golf course phone number. Thank you for sponsoring Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting as well. To Icehole, playicehole.com. Order today.
Tell you what, that's a lot of fun when you're ice fishing, Ryan, that Icehole game.
Yeah, similar to beanbag toss. And so we'd also like to thank Nor'easter Game Calls. Get them in close. Contact Mark Buzzle for your custom game call needs. So we are about to get started with this 4 minutes of overtime. And a couple interesting notes. Jacob Noyes picked up his 4th foul on that final foul. So with the 0.2 seconds to go. So lucky not to be in the bonus, but Noyes has got to be careful not to get sent out of this game. Another player with 4 fouls, Jacob Dow, which is really lessened his role in this second half after a huge first half. Both players could be headed to the bench should they commit a foul in this overtime period. Hermon will start with the ball. Noyes guarding Gogan very tightly in the backcourt. He's able to get it. And here we go. Gogan across to Dow. Up top, it's Reed. Down low, pass is tipped away by Hartsgrove. It goes out of bounds. Stays Hermon ball. Huge possession. Every possession is huge in this overtime period. And the look on Coach Martin's face says it all. Team that really wants to win this game. So Gogan with it up top. Henderson now. Brady Reed to Eli Reed. And now Gogan. Henderson, who dropped both free throws in clutch time. Eli Reed gets right to the bucket, uses his body well, and finishes. Hermon retake the lead and come away with a steal on the other end. Again, as Reed up ahead to Henderson, or Gogan rather, misses the reverse layup. Got too far under the basket, kind of forced it up. Almost lucky not to go down 4. Less than a minute into this overtime period. Lily with it. Nokomis going to stick with the patient offense. Get it into the hands of White, who started the 4th quarter hot. Kind of fizzled out a little bit. But still a player that can score the ball at any given time. Noyes, crossover, takes it back out. Hartsgrove. Lily to the rim. White wide open for 3.
It's good! It's a Drano from Madden White in clutch time here, overtime.
And I called it. I said a player that can score at any given moment knocks down the 3 to put Nokomis back in front, 48-47. 2 minutes and 27 seconds to go in overtime. Brady Reed trying to get it to Dow underneath. Flag fighting for the ball. He comes away with it. It's got to be a jump eventually.
Yeah.
And it is now. It's Nokomis ball. So huge to have the possession arrow in your favor now.
Look at this. Hermon not going to press. Very interesting decision.
Still 2 minutes and 19 seconds to go. You're going to get the ball back here if you're Hermon.
Still, but it worked so well in the last couple minutes.
It's quite the risk to press in this situation. I think you still got time, and unless Nokomis hit a 3, it's going to be a one-possession game. Lily's knocked over, trying to come off a screen.
He should get 2 shots. 1-and-1, I mean.
And it looks like he will. So Keith Lilly going to get a 1-and-1. Big free throws here for the senior. Lilly, 13 points on the night. Consistently been able to score the ball throughout. And he hits the first one. That's a big shot. Nokomis go up by 2, and so Lilly will get a second. Wasting no time here. Second one is good. 2 big free throws from the senior captain, Keith Lilly. So 50-47. Nokomis have turned the tide after going down 2 early in the overtime period. Nearly went down 4. Hermon were able to get out in transition, but missed the layup. Nokomis comes storming back to take the lead, 50-47. Still 2 minutes to go in overtime.
Look at that Madden White 3 that we had there. was pretty pivotal.
Yeah, and White, a player that doesn't get a whole lot of threes, but when he's wide open like that, that's the outcome. And so he put Nokomis in the lead with that play. Lily got fouled after that, and so Nokomis now lead 50-47. Still not in the bonus, so Nokomis have a foul to spare. And wow, what a game this has been.
I was going to say, this has been quite the nail-biter. And, you know, tell you what, for your and I's last game, I don't think we could ask for too much better.
It's been a great week of basketball here at Nokomis. You had the boys winning away at Hamden on Tuesday. Girls nearly pulling a win here at home on Tuesday. This great game here. I'm sure the girls' game tonight is going to be a good one as well. Hermon girls also a solid team. And then Friday, crosstown rivals, Maine Central Institute. That'll be a good one on the boys' side of things. We are back underway here. Gogan with the ball. Eli Reed. Henderson. Now Gogan. Flag doing a good job to seal off Dow in the paint. Dow definitely a little bit of a stronger player, but Flag's got the height advantage. Reed playing on the perimeter to Brady Reed. Gogan and now Henderson. Scoop pass. Caught by Reed. Able to get to the rim and finish, so Brady Reed scores. Nokomis still leading by 1, but 1 minute and 26 seconds to go. Definitely going to try and bleed the clock. Hermon will come with a tight press. Not going to leave any space. A few dribble handoffs. Noise between the legs dribble. Clock still running down. Doing well here, Nokomis. Kick out. White's got another look for three.
It's
and he
another
drills
Drano
it.
from White.
That's a big-time shot there from the sophomore to put Nokomis in front by 4. It's a 2-possession game. 53 seconds to go. Hermon trying to get a quick bucket. They're able to get a foul through Gogan. I think that's going to go on Flag. But that is a big-time three-pointer there.
Goodness, that is clutch.
Wow, back-to-back three-pointers from Madden White. And so now Gogan with 2 big free throws. He's got to hit at least one of these. Misses the first.
He's had 4 points so far tonight, a senior for
He's been
this
locked.
Hermon
Well, he's
squad.
been locked down by Noise all night. A little look there from Noise
Yeah.
up in the booth. He knows it. And so 52 seconds to go. Got to get the rebound here if it's a miss. It is. It's a violation.
And must
It's on Nokomis. That's
tough.
Still going to be, well, actually, it could be a 1-possession game if he hits it. So that could be a big moment should Hermon get back into this one. And he does hit it.
We'll hit that.
So second chance at the line, and Gogan takes advantage. Lily splits 2 defenders, gets past half court, feeds a Noise, and he's blocked. Chased down, blocked. It was Gogan, but Henderson loses the handle. You just got to hold the ball here if you're Nokomis. Slow it down. They do just that eventually. No need to score the ball here. Still leading by 3.
It's going to be a timeout called by Coach Martin, a smart timeout there.
And Nokomis, a young team, just need a second to settle the nerves. 53-50. 33 seconds on the clock here in overtime. Wow.
Wow. Yeah,
what a sequence of events that was. Gogan misses the free throw, then makes it on the second chance after a violation on Nokomis. Nokomis beat the press with Lily. Noise thought he had a wide-open layup, sent back by Gogan, but then Hermon unable to corral the ball. And so Nokomis get it back, and now a timeout's called.
But, I mean, let's talk about who's really been clutch for Nokomis in this overtime. It's been Madden White, 2 threes. Look at this one. He's been finding himself wide open, and he's going to make those Dranos all day long.
Hermon really protecting the paint, not wanting to allow any easy baskets. And, you know, White on the scouting report isn't a player that you're going to really be overly concerned about his three-point shooting ability. But like I said, you give him space out there, and he can consistently shoot that ball. Ice in his veins tonight. Hit back-to-back threes. That's willed Nokomis to this lead. Get it past half court. Hartsgrove with it. 27 seconds.
Look at that. Oh my! They left him wide open.
Oh,
They were definitely wow.
And so now a 5-point advantage, 19 seconds to go. Feed across, 3 taken by Reed. Missed, out of bounds. Nokomis ball.
Tell you what, that was a huge mistake by Hermon on the last possession there. They kind of were worried too much about the pass and let Hartsgrove dribble himself right into the paint. So now inbound, 12 seconds left. It's Noise taking it up. Going to slow it down. Smart decision. He's fouled. 8.7 seconds on the clock. 55-50 is the score. Noise going to head to the line. He's going to get a 1-and-1 here. He will make the first. Now a 2-possession game to tie. This second one is very pivotal. Really kind of puts it away for Nokomis. And you know Jacob Noyes. He's got ice in his veins too. That one's good. Deep 3 taken. Deep 3 missed by Reed. And it's going to be out of bounds. Hermon ball. And so right now, not sure what's going on. It's going to be Hermon inbound now. They feed it in. Nokomis not even going to play defense. Gets the rebound. Smart play. Your final score, 57-50. Nokomis with the win. That's a great game. I mean, honestly, and it's going to be your game leaders that really push the edge for Nokomis tonight. Madden White with 17 points, 6 of them in overtime. You're also going to have Keith Lilly. He had 15 tonight. Jacob Noyes had 10, and Hartsgrove snuck 8 in there. And don't overlook Flag, though. He was a presence down in the post. But we're going to go courtside now. We got Ryan Bell and Coach Ryan Martin. And we're going to do our little interview here.
What a game that was. A little bit gutsy. You know, you beat Hamden last Tuesday, and then you come into this game with a lot of confidence. Tell me what it's like playing in this environment, nobody out here, but still able to create that energy from the bench.
Yeah, I know we're playing for each other. You know, that's what it boils down to. You know, the confidence absolutely helps, you know, to win 3 in a row, but you know, we're just playing really hard, and you know, we're bringing our own energy. That's been like a consistent thing now the past 3 weeks to a month. And you can see it. We're just playing really hard for each other, and you know, it's paying off.
Yeah, absolutely. And so you have MCI tomorrow night after losing a heartbreaker earlier in the season.
Yeah.
Tell me what your thoughts are going into that game.
Yeah, you know, it's going to be it's going to be a great game, just like the first one. You know, just when you get to play your rival, both teams are going to get up for that game naturally. You know, they're well coached and a good team, so you know, we got to go over there ready to play and ready to compete.
And so you'll have a chance to win your 4th straight game going into this interesting playoff format. And it looks like you're probably going to be facing off against Bangor in the first round. You know, just tell me a little bit about what it's like seeing there's no tournament, then all of a sudden, you know, there is a tournament. So how are you kind of preparing for that? Are you looking ahead, or are you just trying to take it game by game?
Game by game, and you know, possession by possession during the game, and then you know, stepping back from that, just game by game. You know, honestly, we haven't even talked about MCI this week. You know, it was Hamden first, and then it was on to Hermon, and you know, we'll get ready for MCI with a quick turnaround, and then we'll start thinking about the pod playoff and who we're going to get.
Absolutely. Thank you for the interview. Great game tonight, Coach.
Appreciate it.
I'll head it back to Ashton.
Alrighty, folks. We're just about ready to wrap it up here tonight. It was a great post-game interview. Before we head out, Ryan and I would like to thank our director, Matt Brown, and Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting for giving us the opportunity these past 4 years to announce the games. We really couldn't be more glad that we've been able to do this, and we'll be back here tomorrow night as the girls take on MCI. It'll be our principal, Miss Netto, and Mia Coots announcing that game, so tune in then to see what will sure to be a great game. And thank you for watching Nokomis Warrior Broadcasting.